So, and the ruble before the war was 80 to 1. Shortly after when the sanctions were announced, it crashed to 140, came back to 80, then 70. Last I looked, it was like 65 bid, 66 offered. The ruble is too strong. Vera Nabiullina is the head of the central bank. She may start to cut. Actually, she already has. She's starting to cut interest rates because the ruble's too strong. So the ruble's stronger. Putin's richer. The oligarchs have had their wings clipped, which Putin always wanted.
Jim Rackard, an American hedge fund manager and author, believes that the state of Russia's economy is in better shape. He cites the country's ruble, which fell at the beginning of the Ukraine war due to the sanctions placed on Russia from the United States, and Europe has fully recovered. He added that the ruble is too strong, which has also made Putin stronger. According to a post by Fortune, Russian President Vladimir Putin used drastic financial tactics to combat the sanctions imposed on the nation due to their invasion of Ukraine. Some of the measures included raising interest rates to 20% and enforcing stringent capital controls on anybody who wanted to convert their rubles into euros or dollars. In this video, we will explore Jim Rackard's point of view on the state of Russia's economy and discuss more on some issues affecting the Russian economy. Please watch, like, and share this video. Also, drop your comments and thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more related content similar to this.
So that's kind of the state of the war. Now, I said they're winning on the ground, which I just described, and they're winning the financial war. So Biden, who's saying he's dumb and senile, doesn't. That's not enough. I mean, he's worse than that, because when he is temporarily lucid, he's a mean, what. So and he's been pretty much wrong about everything. So he has a guy in the Treasury. Now, by the way, Yellen's clueless. Yellen, she's a statistics geek from Berkeley who doesn't understand anything we're talking about. So she's the Secretary of the Treasury. But there's a number two guy there named Wally Adeyemo. Wally is the Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. He's point on sanctions. He's the sanctions guy. And by the way, not all, but a lot of my work for the intelligence community and the Pentagon was exactly on this topic: financial warfare, economic science. They didn't need me to jump out of a helicopter with a knife between my teeth. I was the financial warfare guy. And I still teach a course at the U.S. Army War College. I did this most recently in April. Wally, I'll give him IQ points, but he's never had like a regular job in his life. He gets out of Harvard. No, sorry, Yale. I think he had the misfortune of going to Yale. He then goes into the Obama National Security Council as a junior. I carried Larry Fink's briefcase for about a year, one of these executive assistants. But the problem with carrying Larry Fink's briefcase is you're stuck in the same bubble as Larry Fink. I mean, Larry Fink just talks to people who, agree with him. It's like the Aspen Institute, Davos crowd. So you're not getting any real good information. And then he goes back and is Treasury Secretary. So the guy knows sanctions. I'll give him that. He's slapping them on left and right. I've never seen a more stringent, lengthy array of sanctions in any matter, including Iran in 2012.
Since Russia invaded Ukraine, their economy has been in a tailspin. They have been hit with sanctions from the West, which has led to a decrease in trade and investment. Their currency has also been in free fall, and inflation has soared. The Russian government has been forced to spend large sums of money to prop up the economy, and this has led to a decrease in their reserves. Additionally, the conflict in Ukraine has led to an increase in military spending, which has further strained the economy. The unstable economy has also resulted in a high living cost. The high cost of living has affected Russia's economy in a number of ways. For one, it has made it difficult for Russians to afford basic necessities like food and shelter. This has led to an increase in poverty and inequality and a decrease in overall life expectancy. Additionally, the high cost of living has made it difficult for businesses to operate profitably, which has contributed to a slowdown in economic growth. Listen to these carefully.
Because he doesn't understand the blowback. So let me just give you a couple examples. So say we're going to seize the oligarch assets, those yachts, those bank accounts, those homes in Belgravia. We're taking it all. And they have. I mean, Boris Johnson took a lot of stuff, and some of the yachts have been towed into custody. But what they don't understand is Putin will send him a thank you note. Putin hates the oligarchs. The idea that by hurting oligarchs you're hurting Putin is nonsense. Putin's base is the military, the intelligence, the Orthodox Church, and everyday Russian people. That's his base. He hates the oligarchs. Now, he's never wanted to take them on. He told them when they put, I forget, the Yukos guy, Kershatsky, I'm not sure of the name, but the head of Yukos, put him in jail. That was a message like, you guys can keep your money, but keep out of politics. If you do, you'll end up in the next cell, or worse, maybe you'll have a poisoned lunch in London. But that was it. But now the U.S. is destroying the oligarchs, actually to the point where the oligarchs are starting to bring their capital back to Russia because it's the new safe haven. So this is a complete favor to Putin. It's not punishment. Oh, you double the price of natural gas? Nice job. Putin's getting paid for that. The natural gas flow has been diminished at Putin's order, but he's making up in price, but he's losing in volume, and he's still controlling the tap. He's still got his hand on the valve. Price of oil, we know what's going on there. Putin's making $21 billion a month in oil and natural gas sales. They have not been curtailed. Everything else is grain, things that people need, but not the oil and natural gas.
Russia's economy has been through many ups and downs throughout history. Starting off as a semi-feudal society, Russia underwent a series of reforms in the late 1800s that led to rapid industrialization. This period of growth was cut short by World War I and the Bolshevik Revolution, after which the Soviet Union was established. The Soviet Union had a centrally planned economy, which experienced a period of rapid growth during the 1920s and 1930s. However, this growth was not sustainable, and the economy stagnated in the latter years of the Soviet Union. Since the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, Russia has been in a period of transition, with the privatization of many state-owned enterprises and a move towards a market-based economy. The Russian economy has grown steadily in recent years, but it continues to face challenges such as high levels of corruption and reliance on energy exports. Listen to these carefully.
Supply chain is worse than ever. Western industrial output is suffering because we can't get platinum, palladium, aluminum, titanium, etc., and more from Russia, and keep going. So Biden said, no semiconductors going to Russia. We're going to starve them with semiconductors. Okay, how do you make a semiconductor? Well, it's a wafer, and you got some silicon, you got some other mineral components, but you etch the circuits with a laser. How do you power a laser? Neon gas. Where does the neon gas come from? Russia. Who processes it? There's a plant in Odessa. So we say, hey, Putin, no semiconductors for you. Putin says, hey, no semiconductors for the world. We'll shut down the global semiconductor industry by cutting off the neon gas. You can replace it, but it takes years. That's the point. So stronger ruble, higher foreign exchange reserves, no diminution of oil and gas revenues, clip the oligarchs' wings. How many more favors do you want to do for Putin? And that's what Wiley doesn't understand. Yellen's clueless. Biden, he'd be asleep if he were in this conversation. It's pretty pathetic performance by the U.S.
Inflation in Russia has been a problem for many years. In the 1990s, it was one of the highest in the world. In the 2000s, it has been more under control but is still high by international standards. According to Trading Economics Global Macro Models and Analysts' Expectations, Consumer Price Index CPI in Russia is expected to be 233.31 points by the end of quarter 4. Then, in the long run, the Russia Consumer Price Index CPI is estimated to trend around 247.31 points in 2023 and 262.14 points in 2024. The main drivers of inflation in Russia are import prices, due to the depreciation of the ruble, and food prices, due to poor harvests. The rising inflation rates are having a negative impact on the Russian economy. Real disposable incomes have been declining in recent years as wages have not kept up with inflation. This has led to a decrease in consumption and a rise in poverty rates. In addition, businesses are suffering from higher input costs and squeezed profit margins. As a result, investment growth has stalled, and the economy has stagnated. The Russian government has taken steps to try to reduce inflationary pressures by increasing interest rates and introducing fiscal austerity measures. However, these measures have had little success so far, and inflation remains a key concern for the Russian economy going forward. Some argue that high interest rates stifle economic growth and that the government should do more to spur economic activity. That's all for today, guys. What can you say about the sanctions placed on Russia by Europe and United States? Do you think there's a possibility for the Russian invasion of Ukraine to end anytime soon? Feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Kindly share this video with your family and friends, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching.